Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more EU4 Luck of the Irish. Playing as Offaly. Yes, I am back from my vacation. Very excited to get back into some EU4 and finish this achievement out. And yes, if you guys are asking, I did have a very good time on my trip. We sailed down the Rhine River from Basel in Switzerland through France and Germany, ending up in Amsterdam, Holland. It was a really cool trip. Can't recommend Avalon Waterways enough. However, I will say that getting there was an absolute nightmare. I don't recommend anybody travel internationally right now. I won't go into it now, but it's a very long and involved story. Anyway, so we're playing as Offaly, and if I recall in the last video, we managed to beat down England and separated them from their alliance with people like Aragon and Portugal. We released Northumberland as a vassal state, as well as Wales, which we will use to feed their cores in the future, making it easier to eat up a hefty chunk of England in our next war. And really, that's all we need to do now for the Luck of the Irish achievement. We need to wait out the clock, right? Which is going to be in 1526, so in 12 years, I'm going back to war against England, and with any luck, they are going to be pitifully weak. They're not going to have a lot of manpower recovery in the next 12 years, at least not enough to make a huge army. So if all goes according to plan, I will absolutely beat the snot out of them. Now my question is, do I want to go ahead and rival with Portugal? I mean, they're allied to people I don't like. If I rival them, I think there's a very good chance that England just allies them because they have extra reasons to do so. There's still a strong chance that England gets their allies back exactly like last time because they're already taking up the relationship slots on people like Portugal and Aragon. So me breaking up the relations may not amount to anything, but if it does make the future war easier, it's still worth it. The other thing that I need to keep an eye on is an opportunity to jump into Iberia and take a single province that I can then release as a state, right? Leon and Asturias, or Galicia makes sense. Navarra could make sense. Heck, in the last war, I could have even taken a single province away from Aragon. It would have been within coring range, I believe, to release Catalonia, Valencia, or Majorca. Any of those would have worked as well, and that would let me work toward the Spanish Fly achievement. Not my top priority. It is more important to me that I get the Luck of the Irish, hence why I went for all this. But if England does end up allying with Aragon, that actually could end up working to my advantage. I'd just really rather not have to also fight Portugal at the same time. But so long as we keep France on our side, I think we might end up being okay. So I have enough income right now with the war reparations coming out of England that I am able to start drilling up some armies, which should get me a little bit more powerful. I am trying to work on some admin tech, otherwise we will then start working on economic ideas, enjoying some extra domestic trade power, which is going to start applying to places like the English Channel now that I actually own some land down here, so that's going to be nice. And we're almost done coring up the land that I just took, which is gonna be a beautiful. We should also be getting a whole bunch of claims in a little bit. There's the admin power. Thank you, clergy. Mwah! Love these priests. Okay, so we have missions, right? You have to bear with me for a second. I'm trying to reorient myself on the fly. We conquered Scotland, conquer Wales. That's the next thing we need to do, is own all of Wales by feeding it off to my subject. Do that, and we get permanent claims on the West Midlands and the Wessex areas. Then we can invade England, conquer even more land to the west, and then I will get claims on London and East Anglia. Weirdly enough, the game really wants me to take the western parts of England and ignore the juicy Londinians. Londinians? Lordum, I don't know. But point is, I don't know if I want to follow that mission because London would be really tempting. There's a lot of trade value coming out of beautiful London at 23 development over here. I mean, I would like to take it. But we'll see. Great expectations. Lose power and gain base tax. Nope. Power is important. Aragon is sharing knowledge with Castile. Okay, that's fine. Now, you might be wondering what my longer-term plans might be for a nation like Offaly as I take on Britain. I mean, once I get the achievement, like, that's usually where I'll end the series because I want things to move forward at a good pace. I want to be able to move on to new content. I don't want people to feel like they're watching, you know, a 200-episode series like I used to do once upon a time. But if I were to continue Offaly, what I would probably do after forming Ireland and conquering all of the British Isles is start turning into colonies over in North America, start drawing as much trade value into the English Channel as possible, and become a world power from trade. That's what I would do. Also probably betray France and conquer all of Normandy for the heck of it, but I mean, like, that's just what I do. I'm kind of scum in that way. I have a very unfortunate tendency to backstab and murder my vassals. Or allies, sorry, allies, yes. Speaking of murdering my allies, did you guys see that the Grandest Land is coming back up in October? That's exciting. And before you guys ask, no, I have not been invited to go and do it again yet. There's still time, and if they asked, I would probably say yes. I mean, that was so stinking fun. But yeah, if you guys want to take a look at that, in Mosna Castle in Poland, last time I went, which was just before the pandemic, it was awesome. Really, really fun experience going through all of that. Highly recommend that to just about everybody. We should go ahead and stop drilling our armies, and I'm dead. We should stop going into drilling our armies and get ready to go deal with some nasty English separatists, which actually it looks like I can purge all the way. Oh, even better. I don't even have to stay here for a long time and wait for the rebels to fire. I can just get rid of them. Even better. Production efficiency, but most importantly, get back ahead of time on some admin tech. Now, colonialism is unfortunately not something I have embraced, but as we conquer more land away from England, we should start getting some of this automatically. It'll start spreading through friendly territory. We'll gradually get the institution, but it's gonna be a bit, and I'm not willing to invest massive amounts of power building up my capital. By the way, my capital has a development of 29, I have more development than London. Go Ireland, man, that's pretty fun. Anyway, yeah, Grandest Land, so stinking fun. I actually made a couple of videos on my experience down there. I would really recommend that anyone who might be interested go and take a look at it. Because, yeah, it was great. It was really, really, really great. Can't recommend that enough. Expensive, but fun. How much money am I making? Enough money that I could afford to get a good advisor. Let's go ahead and pick up the trade advisor so he pays for himself at least a little bit. We burned down the English enough that I can probably go right back to the drilling for a little bit longer. They're recommending that I work on some states, and the East Midlands might make sense to do, but we also don't have to do that right now. I'm gonna end up conquering a lot more in a bit. Royal marriage with France. Yes, please. I want to be good friends. Very long time, be good friends. How many favors are we getting per month? 0.17? That's not an absolute ton, but the good news is we should be getting enough favors. We owe them 73 favors? Ouch. Anyway, we should be able to get enough favors with them pretty consistently that we'll be able to call them in on wars, even if I spend a few right about now. That's not a huge deal. We'll just continue to curry as much as needed. We've topped up relations over there. Let's go ahead and curry some more favors with the Danes for a bit, might as well. Although we're sitting at 23 with them, so maybe there's not a point. Is there anyone else that would make a really good ally? Let me think. We're already at 4 out of 4 relations there. I could rival Provence, but again, what do I gain out of this? What do I gain out of that? Answer is not much. What's the trade node look like here? England, of course, does have the majority of the trade power. You know something I'd be curious about? I don't try this very often because I'm just too lazy to do the math. But I'm curious, if I were to privateer in the English Channel, would I end up getting better value? By denying them some trade power and fighting their ships, would I be in a better position? Let's kind of see what my trade ends up looking like at the end of the month. No, I end up being in a worse position. Now, I don't know if maybe I'm hurting them more technically, but I'm not that vindictive. I don't really see a lot of advantage here. What else do I want to build? Great question. Trade in my capital? I don't even have that yet? Ooh. Well, we don't have one over here, and we're gonna need that in the English Channel. This is a good place to invest in. I can also start paying off some debt, but I'll go ahead and invest a little bit more in some trade income. I hear thunder. We're supposed to be getting a severe thunderstorm in a little bit. So I guess I can tell you some stories while I wait through all of this. So getting to Europe is just awful. Basically what's happening, as far as I can tell, is a lot of the airports in particular, you know, during the pandemic had to lay a lot of people off because travel just went kaput, right? And they're having a really hard time hiring people back enough to deal with the sudden spike in demand now that COVID is more or less going down, right? More or less. At least enough that people feel comfortable doing some travel. Let's go for the supply limit modifier. That's fine. I just want to get the domestic trade power here. Anyway, so it's all looking pretty terrible. And the result is you'll have all sorts of little problems. It could be delayed flights, it could be lost baggage, it could be anything. So what happened for me, I live in Virginia, right? So I'm trying to fly out of Washington, D.C. And what's gonna end up happening is I fly up into into New York in New England, right? And then from there, I was supposed to fly directly into Zurich, Switzerland, spend a day there, then hop on a boat and sail down the Rhine River all the way to Amsterdam. But there was a storm coming into New York, so all flights got canceled. So what ended up happening is they reconnected me up to Reykjavik. And that flight got delayed by an hour, and they said they would hold the connecting flight for us. And the answer is they held everyone else's flight, but not mine. So we missed that, so we had to wait for a few more hours while they reconnected us down to Munich in Germany to then get us to Zurich. Then we get to Munich, and Lufthansa can't find any evidence of my ticket anywhere. So I spend a couple of hours basically trying to figure out where on earth is my ticket? How do I get a boarding pass with you guys? We can't connect to Delta. We can't contact anybody who would have been involved in that, so we're about to have a nervous breakdown. And there's a few steps that happen to this, but I'll skip that for now. Ultimately, Lufthansa gives us tickets to get to Zurich. It ended up taking us 30 hours to get to Zurich instead of the 13 that it was supposed to. That's how bad everything is out there right now. Truly, truly abysmal. Once we got on the boat, it was great. But here's the problem. We get to Zurich after 30 hours, and Yali's luggage is gone. No idea where it is. It didn't follow. Mine did, but hers did not. So we end up having to get on the boat, and the cruise director is trying to negotiate with them like, okay, we're moving to this port, then this port, then this port. Can you please, send it to us? And they say they're gonna, and then whoever's running the baggage lies about sending it to Frankfurt when there were no flights there that day. And basically what ends up happening is they keep promising they'll get it to us, and it never happens. We never get the call. We end our entire vacation. She never gets her luggage back. I actually just got it back less than an hour ago, 18 days late. Yeah, not a great time. Not a great time to be flying internationally. I'm a little bit worried about September. Oh, actually, I don't know if I've told people yet. I have told some people on Discord, but maybe not online. I may not have been invited to the Grand Island yet. I'm not entitled to. It's okay if I don't. Like, Paradox should do whatever they want to do. But they did invite me to go to ParadoxCon in September. So, assuming the flights go well, if you guys are going to Stockholm for ParadoxCon, just saying, I should be there. Unless the flights stop me, I should be there. And I'm looking forward to that one. But now I'm nervous. Because now I know how horrible it is to be flying internationally right now. It's just like, not a fan. Anyway, we've been slowly pushing through the years here. It's now 1517. There's the English Separatists. I wasn't paying attention. I should go deal with them now. They'll get a few years of separatism on one province. Not a big deal. Let me go ahead and get my, we can pay this back. Let me go ahead and get my morale back before we jump into it. I got distracted talking to you people. What's going on? The Age of Discovery is coming to an end. Oh my God. Well, that's cool. Hey, wait a minute. If I get one more development, I could go ahead and get a golden age. Woo! Let's do that. Boop. Okay, so we got that, and now I can get a golden age, right? I have fulfilled 3 objectives, yes? Wait till the end of the month. Yes! Golden era. Why are we doing this? I usually save this and never use it the entire game because you never know if you're going to need it later, which is a terrible way to play the game, but it's what everyone does. Come on, we all do it. We all know it's true. Anyway, yeah, I'm probably not going to be playing this for 50 more years. We might as well just make ourselves more powerful. So suck on that, English! Anyway, speaking of suck on that, English, bye! Also speaking of suck on that, English, I love you, English, but London Heathrow Airport on the way back from Amsterdam? My God! It took me hours to get through the gosh dang security because they are just so backed up. It's terrible. The London Heathrow Airport, man. It's not good. My lighting is just abysmal. It's not that much better if I'm honest. My skin's all shiny because the lighting is truly bad. Maybe if I do this? Hang on. We got it? Maybe? Kind of? I don't know. It's a little bit better. Natural lighting is the way to go if you can, but yeah. Anyway. Let's see. England has rivaled Denmark. Oh, that's cool. You still haven't picked up any important allies, so I don't care. Can you guys hear the thunder? Oh, wow, 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 thunder. Oh, wow, wow. Sorry. That's a bit of AC/DC. I will not try to do an impression of that. Hey, look! Little Sexy Flanders is released. How exciting for them. Anyway. I was thinking of something just now. Oh, singing! I did karaoke. I have never done karaoke before in my life because I have a crippling fear of looking foolish in front of people, which is weird considering I do YouTube, but it's true. I have a crippling fear of said things. I'm gonna go ahead and get the trade power, why not? Anyway, So I did karaoke. And, or rather, my wife volunteered me for karaoke and I gave into it. Because the cruise director was nice and I wanted to give him I wanted to help him actually have a successful event because he was worried that no one would show up. What did I sing? You want to know what I sang? Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. Yes, and it was exactly as horrible as you would think. Wow, living on a prayer. It was horrible, but I had a lot of fun. And they ended up calling me up for an encore, so I decided instead of doing something that everyone knows, I would sing kind of more of a ballad to my wife. So I did Magic by Coldplay, you know? Call it magic, call it true. That kind of thing, which isn't even on pitch. I'm doing a terrible example of that right now, but when you're sitting and singing, it's not the same. Anyway, no one knew the song, but they thought we were the cutest couple ever, and they were asking if we were newlyweds and stuff. It was really fun. Although I will say, being on a cruise like that, river cruises like that, it's true, they really do mostly appeal to older couples. My wife and I were the youngest there by a pretty good margin. Is truth. We were the youngest people there, but people seem to like us. We met some really cool folks. I honestly would rather sail with older, more mature folks than people my age anyway. Because that's just how I go. Anyway, France is at war, France is losing money, France doesn't have money, so they can't give me anything, huh? Okay. Well, my trust with them is still pretty good. I could use some favors for that, but I guess I'd rather not for the moment. Wow, you've got a lot of relations. This is nuts. And you're claiming the throne of Provence. That's cute. Have fun with that. I'm gonna go ahead and just start improving relations with my vassals. Obviously, the goal will be to annex them as soon as we feed them all of their cores, which is gonna be in about 7 more years. Right, I haven't forgotten how that works. Yeah, 1526, that is correct. Boring! Protestantism is entrenched. Oh my god! I have no intention of expanding into Protestantism in this game. I don't see that really going particularly well for me. I wouldn't gain anything, but there you go. Garrison size, how much further on tech? 3 years. I'll be honest, I think I'd rather save up for tech. I mean, as much as I love these, like this stuff is great. I would love to get quantity ideas and economic ideas finished out. But I also know that I'm really behind where I want to be as far as tech is concerned. Like, it's not even close to my capital yet. So, how much is it hey, it's going up by 0.82 per month. Not enough. It's just not enough. So, I think I'll save up for military tech. Denmark is the papal controller. Works well for me, actually. Black day for the church. Great day for Ireland. Or Offaly. Whatever, anyway. So, we'll see what happens with that. Let's go ahead and burn some of that off. Let's see. We should have a bunch of claims on England already. Yeah, so there's nothing else I can do as far as spy network with them. So we might as well just continue improving relations with allies, keep that as topped off as possible, because it's still very important that I have a strong alliance network that I'll be able to use. Now, one great thing about playing this far away from people like France on the mainland is even though they have a lot of favors with me, they aren't as likely to try calling me into anything because the AI considers it to be a distant war, right? Oh, good lord. I'll spend the money rather than lose the power or the stability, thank you very much. Portugal and Aragon are friends again. Oh, good. How's England doing? Is England going to get... Oh, England doesn't have a royal marriage with Portugal anymore. There's actually a strong chance, I think, that they will not ally with Portugal, but I still think it's likely they end up allying again with Aragon. We'll see what happens with that. Not a guarantee. And again, if they do, it kind of could work to my favor, but we'll see. What else we got here? De jure law, aggression, expansion, blah, 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 blah. Combat bonus for terrain. This is only gonna last for a little bit longer, 79 months. What is my terrain? Woods? I guess I could use that, but aggressive expansion impact's not bad either. Let's just use that. I don't think it matters, if I'm honest. So England has managed to build up to 17 troops. What is my current setup? I can get 8 more? Oh, yes. What's my combat width at this stage of the game? I don't even remember. Combat width is 25. So having, let's say, 26 infantry or so wouldn't be bad. But I probably won't get that much. What I will do is train up some additional infantry and artillery so I have a better back line to shred through their infantry using fire value. Using fire. I rain death upon you all. Should be good. I'm just waffling at this point. I'm trying to make conversation. Man looks to no longer rival with Castile. Fun. Yeah, I'm just trying to make conversation, but I don't have a whole lot to say. Okay? Hey, where's my... I need to build more ships. I feel like I used to have more ships than this. Did I never have more ships than this? Well, maybe I didn't. I don't know. Regardless, let's just go ahead and keep investing money in improving my navy, improving my army, improving just about everything I can get my filthy hands on. I want to be strong enough that I don't have to rely on France to win a war against England, but instead they go kill all the allies that I can soak up for delicious, delicious money. That's what I'm looking for. We'll see what ends up happening with all of that. 5 years to go until we are ready to attack the English again. It has already been 7 years. 7 years I have been going on and on, droning into a microphone. I'm sure you all are sick of me. And if you're not, what's wrong with you? You probably should be. 7% control in the English Channel. That's not a lot, is it? A new consort, a 054. Well, we would get national unrest reduction, which does nothing for me except for the Gaelic, which, I don't really care about, so that's not important. Dumfries gets production efficiency until the end of the game? Yeah, but, Dumfries, though? Do we really care? What does Dumfries make? Wool's worth a little bit, I guess. I mean, it is end of game. Nah. I just don't think it matters. I think it's gonna get me like a few ducats over the course of the rest of this campaign. Whatever, I don't care about it. Cottage industry. Oh good, a load of local unrest. I'll take it. Can we do a new mission, by the way? Yes, summon the diet. I'm on a diet. Lechen. However you say that, needs 4 base tax. Meh. Castile likes me. Unlikely, but maybe. Inflation less than 5. Well, that should be happening passive. It's at 10! Yikes. It's going down, but it's gonna be a bit. What you're saying is you want me to spend a bunch of my precious admin power to burn that down. Yeah, I don't know about that one. What's the relations with Castile right now? Have we got any improved? We have some improved. Aggressive expansion, allied to rival. I don't know, guys. I think it's kind of unlikely we get that. It'd be faster and cheaper to just go ahead and get the base tax. I'm not really in a hurry to do it, but depending on what we get out of this arrangement, what's the reward again? Prestige. Darn it. If it was going to give me admin power, we actually could have gotten value out of that. Oh well. We have enough power to go for some Diplotech ahead of time. Not going to do that right now, but you get the idea behind it. Wales wants to marry me. I feel like the prettiest girl at the ball, but no. No, thou art ugly, and I don't find you very attractive. Lack a demand for draperies. Regrettable. We want a drapery. Clergy condemns a philosopher. I'm gonna lose stability no matter what. Me. All right, fine. Well, I might as well get the tech cost, but I lose stability, and I hate that. I hate losing stability. Man, you know, I honestly think... Oh, there goes new papal controller. What's this? Personal union on monarch death. That would not be good, would it? Anyway, something I think that they ought to do in EU4 is actually use the Imperator system of stability, sliding stability that's constantly going up, and you have to carefully work to keep it high. I think that'd be interesting. I would love to see that implemented at some point in EU4. Someday, I don't know. We are no longer making a lot of money. It's because of all the extra troops, I am sure. Sildara? It's over here. Base tax, base income, lots of trade value. Yeah, but how much of that trade value do I realistically get? Pretty good. I might as well do manufactories, honestly. It's about on par with what I would expect. I am not making much money at all anymore. This is what happens when you train up a bunch of extra cannons. You train up all the extra cannons, and all of a sudden, it all goes to fodder. Which is terrible. It costs a lot of money. Cannons cost more than ships. That's how valuable those things are. Anyways, waiting one more month, and we'll train the last one. Boom, there we go. All right, so we'll be up to 8, so 20 and 8. That's a pretty healthy front line. They're fully drilled, which is gonna reduce our damage taken. And the damage done is gonna go up next time we fight England, so our first battle should be very potent. How's your manpower looking? You're up to 23,000, you got 17,000 troops. I suspect this is gonna be the equilibrium they sit on, which means I'm looking pretty good. They got manpower up a lot faster than I was expecting, though. I'll give them that much. I will give them credit where it is due. They did pretty well. Now, here's the thing I'm scared of. Death. Because if I die and go into a personal union with Denmark or France, let's be honest, it's gonna be France, that's gonna be awkward for this achievement now, ain't it? Hey, we're actually getting some presents. Sweet. How much is it gonna cost me? I'm guessing a lot. There's supposed to be a way to calculate this, but it's gonna cost me many hundreds of ducats in order to get this embraced. You better believe I'll take out some loans to do it, though. It would be worth Absolutely getting that. 3 years until I can go to war. Trade favors to install an heir on our throne. I'm not thrilled, but I'm kind of curious. Huh. Being of the same dynasty as France, there's a chance they could claim my throne and kill me. I'm not doing it, probably, I think. But, wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be interesting? Anyways, anywho. The Bible hath been translated. Burn the priest and his books. We don't want people, the common man, to know about the word of God. Then how would I manipulate them? It's very important that I be able to manipulate them. That's just like a motto in general. That's not even really a dig at like religion and Catholicism. That's just like literally true. I would rather just be able to control the populace. It's important. Opiate of the masses and all that. Or alternatively, I go ahead and pull in England and start my own church. Then I have true power. Yeah. I'm gonna peep some people off, but you know what? Welcome to the channel. This happens sometimes when I'm bored and there's nothing to do, I talk. And when I talk, I say things that really makes people angry. Sometimes. It depends. So I'm no longer really ahead of time on tech at this point. It's just colonialism is costing me 30%. Which is exactly the reason why I will happily embrace an institution if that's what it takes. Some of my cores are getting close. Like Aberdeen, for example, Sutherland, a few little places. Basically, it looks like Scotland might just go ahead and get it for me, which would be great. Trade efficiency goes up, love it. Still at only 7% control over here. I do need to make sure these guys go to port during war. I do not feel like losing my ships, if and we can avoid it. 2 years to go, and then we can go ahead and attack England once more. I'm gonna go ahead and start building a spy network, not because I need more claims, but because extra siege ability just speeds up the war, technically speaking. Highlands get unrest. Oh my. The whole Highlands, the Scots are restless? Are you kidding me? Who could have seen that coming? I'll gain the innovativeness. It's like 0.1% reduction on all power costs, but whatever. Some people understand how to actually get innovativeness up like really fast in this game. I've literally never studied it, but I probably should someday. I know I'm not the best EU4 player, all right? And there's gonna be someone in the comments down there who's like, well, Pravus, this is how you do it. And like, cool. I mean, good for you. Like, that's not a bad thing that you know that. That's a good thing, and trying to share that with me is fine. But let's be honest, I don't have the best track record of learning from what people tell me and then putting that into practice, even though I really should. So you can try, and maybe I'll pay attention, and maybe I'll actually learn something. But realistically, until people harass me in the Discord at a good time when I'm in a good mood, so I go and like look it up right then and there, I'll probably forget. I'll forget, I don't know, I don't try to be the best. I really should try to be better at this game, but at least I'm competent, right? Don't answer that, I don't. Hey, Zurich, I don't wanna know if you think I'm competent enough. I think I'm just good enough that I don't give people an aneurysm. Okay, that's about as good as I think I am. I don't give people an aneurysm to watch, and I try to keep things moving along at a good pace and be vaguely entertaining. That's kind of the best I can ever hope for, because I am not a spreadsheet man. Okay, there are people who play this game and they try hard the frick out of it. I'm not one of them. Maybe one of these days I should be, but I'm not one of them. Is there a lot of value in me continuing to drill at this point, or should I go ahead and save some money? I think we're gonna go ahead and save a little money for now. I'm gonna reduce that army maintenance, build up a small war chest, and by small, I mean very small. The war taxes are gonna end up helping. Depending on when we go to war in the next 17 months, we'll get a little value out of this. It won't cost me any military power for now. And that saves me a lot of money, but once we go into the Age of Reformation, this is gonna become costly, and I don't wanna spend the military power on it, and it's gonna make it a lot more expensive to have my troops. So, it would make sense for me to at least have a small war chest that I can work with. You're up to 21,000 troops. That's fine. You're improving relations with Aragon. You lost the royal marriage with Aragon, but you got it back with Portugal. at. So in order to get Spanish fly, I'm gonna need to probably no-CB someone if I had to guess. Maybe Aragon. I mean, it doesn't matter too much. They're all kind of allied to the same people. But I do need to find an excuse to go and fight against Aragon or Castile and take a single province. That's gonna end up being important at some point. At some point, it's gonna be important. Now we'll raise back up the army maintenance. I have an heir. I'm no longer at risk. Excellent. Support for colonialism. Yes. A 243 heir. We'll call it tolerable. 500 ducats is what you're saying I need in order to get the next level of tech. You're at tech level 9, I'm at tech level 9. I could get an advantage if I'm willing to take out some loans, like right now. And I guess I kind of am. Yeah, and I'm even willing to debase the currency once. Because once I get ahead of time, I'll get some passive reduction on this. So let's go ahead and take out several loans. Hopefully we can pay a lot of that back. One more. Now we embrace institution. Some provinces are kind of close to getting it, but yeah, I'm just gonna do it now. Take the tech before I lose the monarch points, and boom. Form the Irish nation is now an option, ladies and gentlemen. Boom! Not doing it right now. Why am I not doing it right now? Because I need to check to make sure that by doing so, I don't lose the ability to get the Spanish fly. That would be embarrassing. What kind of infantry do I want? I'm gonna take a little bit of defensive shock pips. Schwarzreiter. And then... I guess defensive morale with the Padroro is fine. New idea group. What do we want? I'm gonna take exploration. Yeah, I'm gonna take exploration ideas. Why not? Let's have some dang fun with it. Let's actually start working towards some colonial nations and stuff. Quest for the New World. Yes, please. Also autonomy change. Also garrison size. And now we have tolerance of the true faith on top of everything else, and we're really close to being able to finish out some important stuff. Getting the quantity ideas up would be great. Castile has claimed Aragon. Have you considered the whole Iberian wedding thing that you passed on before, you dingus? Just saying. All right, we're out of time for this video. In like 5 months, it's time to declare war on England, so yay, we got to do that next. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.